Today, we'll go over the outline of Prisoners of the Ghostland, a 2021 action, science fiction, and thriller movie. Starring Sofia Boutella and Nicolas Cage as actors. Relax, sit back, and enjoy. Two armed robbers break into the Bluefure Bank and disturb the peace as brightly dressed customers wait to be served. Customers are instructed to rise to the floor with their hands in the air by Hero, a man with wild eyes. The terrified cashier deposits the money into a bag. Psycho, elated by the trigger, fires two guns at the group. At the Radiguet Hotel in Samurai Town, melancholy women sit in cages. The cherry blossoms drop from the trees gently. Standing on the balcony above, Susie gives off an ethereal look. As Yasujiro, the bodyguard, enters, she whistles. Bernice, Stella, and Nancy silently approach her and smile as they look up at her. A woman calls Bernice and gives her a bracelet of hope as they walk to freedom. The three women race down Sweet Peach Street and through the gate in search of a parked vehicle. Excited by the prospect of leaving their confined lives, they drive away. Bernice experiences visions of ghostly samurai she encountered on her way from Samurai Town while she is sleeping in Ghostland. She wakes up and walks toward the door, shocked to find herself in a new location. Bernice passes a life-sized model set at the entryway as she strolls probably into the tragic no man's land. Back in Samurai Town, the Kagam sing sadly about captive birds, their heads of geisha visible. As they listen to the jukebox amid the wanted posters, Sheriff Takato dusts the lamp in his office while Deputy Shin throws darts at Matthew's dartboard. Hiro sees the guards pacing overhead as he looks up through the floorboard cracks in the prison cell. The governor's arrival is brought to the attention of Matthew, Deputy Shin, and Sheriff Takato. Hiro's prison cell door is deactivated by Deputy Shin. As they walk alongside the vehicle and crowd the street, they clap and chant "Governor." Deputy Shin leads a manacled Hiro out of the cells in a loincloth. After patting Susie on the head and getting out of the car, the governor raises his hand to halt the chanting of the crowd. The hostile crowd heckles and swears at Hiro as he enters the street. Hiro is referred to as a phantasm by the all-powerful governor, who is dressed entirely in white and has slipped through the law more than anyone else. He asserts that Hiro was the one who carried out the robbery of the Bluefure Bank, which resulted in numerous deaths. As Yasujiro presents Hiro with a leather suit, the governor informs Hiro that Hiro has lost his granddaughter Bernice. As the governor informs Hiro that he is the one who can locate Bernice and bring her back to Hiro, Deputy Shin unlocks the manacles. As street artist sketch, he presents Hiro with the leather suit. The hero effortlessly takes off the loincloth and throws it into the crowd. The women yell, laugh, and make rude remarks. Susie breaks out of her coma upon hearing Bernice's name and begins to sing "My Grandfather's Clock." As Hiro gets ready, the people on the street sing along. He is informed by the governor that a place where evil reigns is along the highway. When he talks about the ghosts, Deputy Shin goes all out. The lead representative shows Legend a photo of his dearest Bernice, saying that he fears that she has fallen into the unreasonable nest of Ghostland. Hiro claims to comprehend why the governor desires her return. His remark and manner of speaking are criticized by a few samurais. When Yasujiro fights Hiro, he is attacked from behind. He turns and defeats the attackers quickly. As the governor tells Hiro not to cross him, Yasujiro smiles and says that no one has ever been a good opponent for Yasujiro. He tells Hiro to zip the suit up to keep him from getting sick. Hiro secures the suit collar and zips up after a few fictitious lunges. The collar activates the explosives on either side. The governor highlights the suit's finer features. A neurosensor is connected to an explosive device in each arm. This acknowledges the desire of a man to strike an helpless woman. On the off chance that the caution is set off and goes unnoticed, the explosives will explode. Additionally, the trousers have explosives, one for each testicule, which should prevent him from thinking impure thoughts. The governor murmurs that he would like Bernice to be returned unsoiled. He claims that any modification to the suit will result in the detonation of all explosives. He will be released if Hiro is able to save Bernice and bring her back to him unharmed. Hiro is advised not to bring her sister Bernice back to the governor by Susie in a subsequent outburst. She laughs maniacally as she points a toy robot at the crowd and makes firing sounds. She was returned to the vehicle by Deputy Shin and Sheriff Takato. The governor clarifies that each bulb on Hiro's wristwatch indicates 24 hours. Bernice must speak into the microphone on the spectrogram, which has been programmed to identify her voice, after 3 days. Hiro will have 2 additional days to return with her after voice print recognition is achieved to unlock his suit. The explosives will simultaneously explode if he fails. The only key to the suit is on a chain that the governor wears around his neck. The hero moves toward the car, starts it, drives a short distance, and then switches to a bicycle instead. He pedals off while the crowd stares incredulously, with one man describing him as so cool. Yasujiro takes the car to him, hands Hiro the keys, and the two exchange vehicles. He will not be able to return on the bicycle and rescue Bernice in time. As night falls, Hiro speeds along the highway and enters Ghostland in Area 244. As he drives straight at them, he is stopped by samurai ghosts who are blinded by the lights. The next morning he is lying oblivious close to his vehicle in the midst of other car crashes. While a crowd surrounds Hiro, he regains consciousness on a cart being pulled down the street. "Don't touch my arm, you effing vermin," he tells them. Bratman, a mutant and tinkerer, responds, "I'm a man, not a vermin." Hiro looks up to see Nancy riding a cart alongside him. She inquires about Stella's fate. A bizarre welcome group in rags and plastic sings and dances in the street as the carts are pulled through the surreal dystopian hellscape. Men are instructed to pull ropes that are attached to the hands of the clock in an effort to stop time. A woman claims that Hiro's face's thick red blood is a sign that time will move again. The air will be clean and the water will be clear once more. When Enoch, the tribe's leader, arrives, Hiro gets off the cart and he tells Hiro that he should be thankful that Ratman and his clan found him and brought him to Ghostland. Hiro yells "Hi F.Inya" and informs the Rat clan that they are all F.ing nuts as they surround him. Hiro shows Enoch a picture of Bernice and tells Enoch that he is nobody and just a guy looking for a girl. Claiming that Bernice was with her, Nancy yells. Bernice resisted Stella's request to return. Bernice is said to be hiding in a mannequin by a crowd member. The hero moves toward them and takes off each of their broken masks one at a time. After removing a portion of her mask and her wig, he locates Bernice and recognizes her eye from the photograph. Enoch declares, the power of speech has been taken from them all, as they have no voice, hope, or courage when Bernice does not respond to Hiro. Hiro grabs Bernice's arm as he yells at her in anger, activating the alarm system and prompting him to relax. He shows her the photo of her companions, saying they need to return home and that she will be singing karaoke in the blink of an eye. Hiro makes his way to Ratman, who is fixing his truck, and takes an inert Bernice with him on the cart. He returns to his vehicle after Ratman hands him a fuel can. He tops off the gas tank in his car once more. Bernice can now use the microphone to express herself. As she lies on the cart, she does not speak. The alarm goes off once more when Hiro grabs her by the throat. He backs off, promising to have her home by the next night. He takes the sections of the mannequin from her body. He inquires whether she got the scar from roller skating after touching it on her thigh. Hiro provides Bernice with water as she wraps her arm around his neck. When it detects his impure thoughts, the alarm goes off. The hazardous explodes and passes over his testicule. He yells, canters around in a circle, and then collapses as she impartially watches. He remembers walking with Psycho down Sweet Peach Street while unconscious. The townspeople silently watched as they walked toward the Bluefure Bank after taking the guns out of their jackets. He reviews that Psycho was answerable for the shootings. The gumballs flew all over the floor as a result of the shattered machine. After asking Psycho if he had taken his medication, he had attacked him. They got into a nasty fight and ended up back on the street. He raised both of his hands in the air when the police arrived. Hiro had told Psycho to drop it as he reached for his weapon. Psycho shot at the police, who then shot Psycho. Psycho yelled at Hiro, calling him a traitor and coward when the police took him into custody. The governor stroked the head of a wounded shootout victim whom Hiro recognizes as a young Bernice. He later called her his own. Back in Area 244, Hiro regains consciousness and walks slowly toward Bernice, who is still awake and lying on the cart. As zombies approach and surround them, they hear a commotion. The alarm goes off when Hiro tries to save Bernice by pushing her away from him. The zombies are killed when the explosive on his right arm explodes. He sees the deformed man sitting in the abandoned bus through the mists before he collapses. The prophets at the clock tower describe Ghostland's past. A monstrous atomic reactor at the site of the clock tower provided capacity to the land. Under it, secretly stored toxic waste that resulted from boiling. At mile 244, a tanker carrying molten nuclear sludge lost control on the highway and struck a bus carrying convicted men. The city caught fire as a result of the explosion, and the toxins polluted the earth. The hero queries why no one assisted them. They let him know they asked the influential men in the poisonous pinnacles for help, yet they kept information from getting it. The group tells him that he is their hero because he found Bernice and gave her a chance. Bernice wakes up at the scene of the crash to the voice of the governor, instructing her to utter her name into the microphone attached to Hero, who is unconscious. She screams that she is Bernice when she finally finds her voice. Even though the governor is surrounded by giggling, adoring women in Samurai Town, he asks Susie to join him, but she declines. A traumatized Susie yells for the screaming women to stop as Deputy Shin throws money at them. The lead representative powers her to say tick-tock, tick-tock. Bernice has not been seen throughout the passing of time. They emerge to observe Stella's capture after Sheriff Takato yells, "The traitor has returned." Stella laughs as the governor puts the blame on her for Bernice's decision to leave. Yasujiro is called in. As he executes her, the crowd begins to chant tick-tock after he places a red rose on her shoulder. Enoch preaches once more at Ghostland as Bernice returns. She says the zombies appeared suddenly and Enoch answers saying nobody gets away from the Ghostland. Hero astonishes Ratman and his clan. In an effort to signal his return, a girl dashes to the bell. As the crowd applauds, Bernice steps forward to greet Hero. Hero claims that while he was semi-conscious, he observed the suffering of all Ghostland's souls and those he had harmed. He has received assistance from these souls, and as a result, he is now radioactive, which indicates that he has a second chance at life and is enlightened. In Sweet Peach Street, a samurai is debating which woman to choose as he passes the women. One of the ladies shouts to her sibling, Yasujiro, who hops from the overhang to defy the men underneath. Because he lied to Yasujiro that he would set her free, his sister claims that she is aware that he only works for the governor and that he quickly eliminates all the aspiring samurai. She implores him to find employment elsewhere. Hero informs the Ghostlanders that they will be departing the following day while they are still in Ghostland. Enoch claims that because no one can ever leave, it is impossible. Hero yells, "Testicle." He claims that if someone had told him 3 days ago that he would be standing there with only one arm and one testicle, he would have also responded, "It's impossible." Hero inquires of Ratman what it will take to start all of the automobiles and escape Ghostland. The community comes together to work. Hero and Bernice begin their journey from Ghostland the following day, followed by the destitute community. The guards of Ghostland confront them. Hero recognizes Psycho as the leader, his former criminal partner. He shouts, "You're dead," as he runs toward his friend. He recalls what the prophets had to say about the tragedy caused by nuclear waste. He hears from Psycho that, like everyone else, he was destroyed in the nuclear hell. Hero asks Psycho to let him help the ghosts who approached him and demanded his assistance. According to Psycho, the governor is the real predator. Because it's time for them all to be free, he tells Hero to safely transport Bernice home and to kill the governor. Hero expresses gratitude to him, and Psycho makes arm gestures as he returns to the bus. The nuclear towers explode as a result of this. As they watch, Hero and Bernice, as well as the locals, are unharmed. The governor says that birds will fall from the sky at his command, and that lions and tigers will bow before him back in Samurai Town, where he is addressing the street crowd about how important he is. He makes them feel at home on his animal farm. Bernice and Hero are moving toward them as Deputy Shin points down the street. As they approach, the men surround them, and Sheriff Takato whistles. Bernice is embraced by the governor as he comes forward. The governor turns down Hero's request for the key to unlock his suit. In the guise of holding Bernice hostage, Hero grabs her and holds a knife to her throat. She tells the governor to hand over the key after the alarm goes off. Susie, now completely irrational, snaps and dashes to the minigun. She starts shooting, killing the greater part of the Guardians, and is in the long run injured. Hero and Bernice are surrounded, and Bernice is wounded as well. With balletic karate and shots, the hero charges forward and defeats the remaining men. Bernice reverses as she confronts a group of swordsmen as she pushes Susie down the street in a cart. As he stands in her way and draws his sword, Yasujiro blocks her path. As she makes her escape, he walks past her and attacks the men behind her. Bernice informs Susie that she is no longer a prisoner and that she will return for her. Bernice fights 2 men with a sword, demonstrating some pretty impressive moves. Hero is kicked in the testicles by Yasujiro as they fight. The battle halts as the 2 men are harmed and depleted. Hero kills Yasujiro amid the cherry blossoms when the battle resumes. A harmed Susie slithers along the road as the lead representative follows her, telling her it's okay. This is Grandpa. She calls Bernice, who tells him to run away from Susie at gunpoint. Bernice is verbally and physically abused once more by the governor. She says, "That's for all the sweet peaches," as she fires at him repeatedly. When the hero gets there, he takes the key and opens his suit, which stops working. In order to inform Ghostland that the governor has passed away, a child from Samurai Town rushes there. The neighborhood is overjoyed. The clock's hands move backward, and at midnight, the clock tower bursts into flames, freeing the Ghostlanders from their misery. Hero, Bernice, and Susie sit in Samurai Town as the outcasts are freed and the oppressor has been killed. They watch as the town begins to fill with new life. The hero sees a fake blue butterfly that used to stand for death, but now stands for freedom. He says Samurai Town is going to be a delightful spot one day. With that, this masterpiece testicle comes to an end. Would you like to see more movie reviews featuring Nicolas Cage? Please let us know in the section below. If you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thanks, and we'll see you soon again.